Doc Brewski says, friendly reminder, Eric July fans are retarded cult members. Can we talk about that for a second? If you motherfuckers get me into that Eric July RippaVerse ISOM shit, I'm going to be really mad. So it started like a week ago where a fan of ours goes, Aaron, would you like to comment on the ISOM RippaVerse thing? And it was a verse type of deal that I knew nothing about, and you have no idea how happy I was that I didn't know anything about it. That it was a stupid gay internet thing that I knew nothing about, and I'm like, oh, no idea. Well, then it starts with Zen Rhino then sending me an email explaining it to me and sending me a few Reddit links. And as soon as I saw that they were Reddit links, I went, this is going to be fucking awful. And sure enough, I read it, and I'm like, this is gay. Stop it. I just wanted to yell at everyone who's interested in it. Stop it. I have watched so many people just become retards because they can't let Stuttering John Melendez go. A sidekick from a radio show in the 90s. They couldn't let a sidekick from the radio go in the 90s, and they've all turned into the saddest, retarded, special needs high school class you've ever seen. And I really don't want to see these Eric July RippaVerse people end up that way. And I don't think they will, because the Stuttering John thing just kind of started out as bullying and stayed bullying. Like it was, and what's weird is we're all bullying. Like everyone in that world is bullying a guy far more successful than they've ever been or ever will be. That's the strangest thing. And then, like, we did it for a few months, and then I think in November of last year, it's been a year, we said, yeah, we're done. This is fucking gay now. Like, the guy says he's done. We just kind of made fun of him when he had funny moments on his show. It wasn't like, yeah, let's fucking get him. It was just like, no, he's a wacky character, and when he does wacky shit, we'll talk about it. And other people, they ended up, it became golden handcuffs because, like, they were making all this money talking about John. And then they didn't know how to make money doing anything else. So now, a year later, they're still talking about John. And now they're fighting with each other. And now this guy's a piece of shit and that guy's a piece of shit. But remember, John's always a piece of shit. And it's, I got to be honest, outside looking in, it's embarrassing. So when I heard about this RippaVerse thing and this Eric July, I went, oh no, is this going to be another stupid gay thing? And sure enough, now videos have been popping up for me on Twitter because now it's in my algorithm. Because Zen Rhino sent me the email. I clicked on a couple of things. I've been saying RippaVerse and Eric July into this microphone. For those of you who don't know, here's what I know so far. Here's what I've learned from the morning show today to the evening show tonight. Apparently, Eric July is black. There we go. That's number one. Did not know he was black when I was talking about him this morning. I just assumed white because people went, oh, he's a comic book writer. And I'm like, there are no black comic book writers. It doesn't exist. Black people don't have time for that stupid shit. Well, this black guy does. And this black guy, here's how I understand the RippaVerse thing now, and you can all correct me if I'm wrong. People told this Eric July that his comic books weren't very good. And then he went mental. And he started striking people who talked about him. He started, people found out that ISOM, his comic books, weren't copywritten. So then they encouraged this Lutheran ministry to sue him. And now this Lutheran ministry is suing him for use of their trademark. And now he, I guess, is feeding the trolls all over the place and responding to everybody when he goes to stream. And they're trolling the shit out of him. And it's just... Does it sound exhausting and gay the way I'm explaining it? Because this is what I know so far. He went on a stream with Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta tried to give him legal advice. Being a lawyer and all, you'd think he'd know what the fuck he's talking about. And this Eric July was just convinced that he could apparently hit people and cut them if they said bad things about him in a parking lot. So then I went to, I said, you know what? If I'm going to see this RippaVerse Eric July thing, I'm going to see it through the eyes of my guys, my favorites, the people I go to tell me what's going on. Royce and Mersh, Revenge of the Sis. So I watched their clip on it from last week. I watched it and I went, this is fucking insane. This is stupid. What? And I think it was Mersh who said it perfectly. This whole RippaVerse thing could have been done. This whole Eric July thing could have been done if people would have said to this Eric July guy, hey, I think your comic books are shit. You don't know how to write. And he would have went, oh, well, that's your opinion, man. and we're done. That's it. Like every other stupid drama community on the internet, this all could have been dealt with if one party would have said, you suck, and the other one said, fair enough, wish you the best. That's it. But now, I saw a clip, and again, fuck all of you if you end up getting me into this shit. If you get me watching this shit, I'm going to be mad. So I watched a clip. Today he was on some stream and they were talking about this Eric July thing. He starts talking about Israel and Palestine, and then he starts comparing the shit he's going through now to Israel and Palestine. And I'm like, it was another moment where I go, if I get sucked into this anymore, I'm going to be mad at myself, and I'm going to project that onto everybody else. And by the way, to those of you who are new to this show, when I do this isn't me legitimately being upset. This is supposed to be a humorous rant. Don't get scared. Don't be alarmed. It's not a real mental breakdown. Just a man being overtly honest with how disappointed in himself he is. Esoterically. Derek Andrews says the RippaVerse is no Dabbleverse, my friend. Great. Devil Pub says Aaron is in stereo on my TV. He's fucking loud. Yeah, I get that. You can turn your TV down. I give you plenty of volume. That's for sure. Hobo Chili Recipe says black people don't have a lot of time for anything because they're lazy. God damn. Why? Loaded Wrench says he kept calling you Cracker and you didn't know? He called me Cracker? Why would he call me Cracker? I haven't said anything about the guy. He's not going to call me Cracker. He'd call me friend. I'm giving him advice. Just tell these people they're right and then move on with your books and shit. Write me a fucking gay Batman. All right, let's go to Ryobi. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, did you hear what this guy was saying about you this afternoon?
Who?
Did you only catch a few clips of the show?
Who?
The fucking idiot, the guy, the comic book dude.
The Eric July guy was talking about me?
Yeah.
What did I even say?
Yeah. You must have only heard some of the clips. I can't believe you're going to take this shit. He was insulting your wife. He was
no, he was. You're trying. No, fuck you. You almost. No,
I can't believe
fuck
you're
you.
Take it.
You almost got me. You almost got. I'm not getting into this shit.
Close.
I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, you want to bet you'll be in it in 3 days.
Can I tell you something?
Days.
Can I tell you something? I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
I got a little excited. There's something wrong with me. When you said he said something about me, I'm like, oh, I'll tear this motherfucker up. And then I went, no, you're not getting involved with some black guy writing comic books. No, why?
Think of what you could do with these comic book dorks.
What could I add to this Eric July situation?
Tell him he's not really a comic book illustrator, that he's just a tracer. And you can go through that whole fight. You know the movie I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right.
It's Holden McNeil and Banky Chasing Amy.
Yep. There you go.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Yep. You got it.
See that? He almost got me involved in that shit. I almost bit. He's like, you hear what he said about you? Now, I will say this. This Eric July guy seems allergic to criticism. And look, being criticized isn't fun. I get criticized all the time. You know, at some point you have to come to peace with the idea that some people don't like you. In fact, on the internet, if you do a broadcast of any kind, you have to learn to thrive on the fact that some people don't like you. It's going to make you more likable to other people, more hateable to others, more polarizing, and that's going to make you more popular. There are so many people who get mad that I don't get mad when they get mad. Like, there are people who shit on me in the comments, and I'll leave a comment like TLDR, or I'll be like, hey, man, that's cool. You know, I just did it to a guy now. He wrote something about how I'm a piece of shit and I suck and all this other stuff. And I went, yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm really sorry you think that way, but, you know, the show will still be on when you come back, and sorry we made you feel like that. And their response when you write that is always, yeah, look at you, you piece of shit. I criticized you and now you're being a smart ass. I'm like, not being a smart ass. I'm just like, they want you to like get mad at them. And when you go, That's fine, man. We're doing our thing over here. We're happy with what we're doing. If you want to come on back, we'll be here doing a show. And he's like, see, that's why people fucking hate you. And I'm like, but no, I wasn't being sarcastic. I really meant, hey, sorry you don't like the show. If you ever decide to come back, we'll be here. No, fuck you. So just take your lumps. But this Eric July guy goes and talks to, NF Caps is right. Nick Rekieta did not give him legal advice. That's a technical term. One of many legal perspectives Nick Rekieta gave him. And I'm just watching this Eric July guy talk to a lawyer on a stream. And this black comic book writer guy just goes, no, I can do this. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm watching the Revenge of the Sis clip. And I'm going, motherfucker, he's a lawyer. He knows what he's talking about. And then Dick Masterson is fucking with the guy. And he's just, and I think Mersh said it best when he said, this all could have ended with him just going, I guess you think I suck then. No big deal. All right, moving on. Next comic book. But you guys are not dragging me into this in any way, shape, or form. Loaded Wrench says, I sent your application in already. You're a member now. Devil Pup says, stop talking about it and get yourself out of it. I'm trying. But you know me. I have to tell you what I think. You guys showed me a thing, and now I have to tell you what I think about it. Then I have to keep repeating to myself, you're not getting into this. Steel Toe Bloat Show in the chat says, I bet he said you're fat. And I saw earlier you wrote that I love tater tot hot fish. Thank you. Loaded Wrench says, him and Chad are going to jump you. It's the least scary jump ever. Well-trained House Negro says, he definitely called you a fat slob. I know, because everyone that meets you does. Hobo Chili says, Aaron, call him something offensive. Antique farm equipment. Troublesome neighbor. Shitty writer. Apparently that's the one that Eric July, it's like you could look at him and just go N-word and he'd be like, whatever, what are you going to do? Hey, you're a subpar comic book writer. Don't fucking strike your channel, you piece of shit. Whoa. Calm down, N-word. No, I would never, that would be a horribly inappropriate thing to say. Nick Rekieta says it all the time. No, I'm just kidding. I've never privately spoken to Nick outside of a couple of DMs one time. And those were just cock picks, so I don't think that's really a conversation, per se. Thank you very much to Scarface with $4.99. Says, don't mess with Eric July. He'll call you a white bread N. Maybe I'll call him Eric June or something.
Home run, Jefferson. Go to break.
He called Masterson a white N-word. You could have fun with this. No, I don't want to. Doc Brewski says, July did call Rekieta a white bread ass ninja. Oh, God. Jeremy S. just writes, dragging you in. As long as this July guy doesn't say anything about us, I think I'm free and clear after I comment on it tonight. Skeezy says, stop being so reasonable, you piece of shit. Right, that's what they do. They'll sit there and they'll go like, Lord knows, like between Rumble and YouTube, we've only got like 800 people watching it, between like 650 and 800 people watching us at a time in the morning, 300 to 400 in the evening. Like, we're a very small show. We make our little living and we make it work, and that's wonderful. I'm very thankful for the audience we have. So I can't get mad when someone says, you suck, you're a nobody. I'm like, well, yeah, it's very clear. I mean, the numbers don't lie. Clearly we are. And then they'll be, you fucking suck, I hate you. I'm like, that's all right. Looks like we're not for you. And then you upset people, and they'll be like, see, you're arrogant and you're smug. I'm like, no, you just said you hate me. Like, what would you almost, it's like having a bad girlfriend that you're breaking up with, and you're just looking at them going, why don't you just tell me what you'd like me to say to you, and then I'll just repeat that back. You seem to be having some trouble. Aaron is going to fuck around and end up on the list. The white bread Wonder Boy N-word list. Is that what I'm going to be? Elizabeth Me says, sure, you aren't staying out of anything. I have been here less than 10 minutes. I'm staying out of it. I'm staying out of it. I'm not doing anything. Annoyed Quick Trip Supervisor with $5 says, you are 2 YouTubes away from being a trailer park Wawa store announcer. 2 YouTube. Do you mean 2 YouTube strikes away? I got to decipher that one. Thank you, buddy. 2:05 away from overtime tonight. Thank you guys for chipping in. SH says, how does Gino feel about you having Nikki Rackett sleep over this weekend? I don't believe Rekieta's sleeping over this weekend. Certainly if everyone gets drunk at the show, I think he's out a bit from here. Certainly if people get drunk at our show and need a somewhere to crash, that's fine. But no, Nick Rekieta and I do not have a sleepover planned. I don't believe. Loaded Wrench says, Eric July wants to box you, Aaron. Hobo says, Eric says your fists have no value. CJ says, Chrissy probably has experience with July from Friday Night Tights. I'm curious about her perspective. I want to have Rekieta on Friday when Chrissy's here over on Rumble, and I want to ask him, I just want to be like, what the fuck is this? What did all of my audience turn me on to? And what the shit is everyone fighting about? That's like, remember we talked about the Sniper Wolf Jax Films thing this morning? And we were like, why don't you guys all just let this blow over? Like, just give this a couple of minutes and it's going to go away. I promise. All right, guys. Hobo Chili Recipe says, Eric says you're a foxy boxer. Well, God damn it. Dr. Jank says, aren't you doing an event with Nick? If so, Eric gonna know you. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Nick's going to be there this Saturday. By the way, less than 50 tickets left for this weekend's show. Get them on Eventbrite for Chrissy Mayer and Lila Hart coming to town. Very excited about that. Hobo Chili Recipe says, hi, Eric July. My name is Hobo Chili. First of all, you people need to calm down. I mean, you are prone to high blood pressure and bouts of rage. Be a good little hobo, for Jesus Christ's sake. Thank you for the $5. That was horrifically mean and hostile of you, sir. 200 away from tonight. Thank you, Hobo Chili. Doc Brewski says, Chrissy better not fuck around. She'll get a loyalty test, too. I'll say this about Chrissy. I would be disappointed if her response was anything but, and this is kind of her response to this stuff usually in general, I would be surprised if her response was anything but, this is stupid. You know, this is stupid. Just let everybody play it out, whatever. Like, Chrissy's having a baby. And congratulations to Chrissy and Frank, by the way. Like, she's having a baby. I'm sure she gives less than a fuck about this whole Eric July thing. Which is why I'm not getting involved. All right, fine. Maybe I'll make a clip to capitalize it of this little rant here. And then I'm done. I'm not talking about it. We're done. Gurmy says Nick Rekieta is going to be there. Yes, I've only said this 9,000 times. Nick Rekieta is going to be there, and he's going to be performing. We're going to put his ass up on stage, make him do 5-10 minutes. And I think Chrissy wants to do a streaming thing after, too. But you guys can obviously walk around and drink and fuck around and do whatever you want during that. But yeah, get your tickets. I'll put the link in the chat right here. And you guys can come out and hang out. And yeah, if you're a Steel Toe VIP, let us know. And we'll put you on we'll give you a certificate for a free drink. Free drink. Loaded Wrench says, Eric said he'll read you a comic book when he puts you to sleep. That's a fun gimmick, right? Like if you were like an influencer boxer, but you're also a comic book writer and you knock a guy out and then you read him a comic book. It's look, everybody needs a gimmick, right? All right, guys, let's get into some stuff tonight. We got April coming in a few minutes. Again, not getting involved. CJ says you're not getting involved because you're also pregnant. No. I didn't say I'm not getting involved because I'm pregnant. I said Chrissy's not getting involved because she's pregnant. She got better things to worry about. I'm not pregnant. Guy Sartell says, why are these people coming to Sartell? I told them that we could book a comedy show for them and we could fill up a room, and we're going to do that. So they decided to come out and hang out with you, Guy. Is that okay? Yes, Von Kaiser from this morning. Sue Sniper Wolf. Hobo Chili says, Aaron, he's talking mad shit about April, calling her a preteen bumpkin gash. It's actually way too... you know what? People did show me some pieces of his comic books. He would never say that about her. That's way too creative a writing. Now, see, I don't give a shit about him. I don't mean to criticize his comic book. Don't get me involved in this shit. I'm not getting involved. EJ just posted the Jericho "You Made the List" gif and tagged Aaron. Oh, fuck. Chernobog says this is coming up on a half hour of not getting involved. See, I know how to do a bit. Thank you. Kraken Slappin says, congratulations on the baby, Aaron. No, I'm not having a baby. Chrissy's having a baby. CJ says, could have fooled me. I'm not the one having a baby. I promise. Annoyed Quick Trip supervisor with $5 says, I'm actually David Chandler. You best have a keg with my name on it for Saturday. Minnesota Gold. You know, if I were allowed to provide booze for the event, I would. Third Street Brewhouse, love those guys, gave me, I think we have 10 or 12 cases of Minnesota Gold Pounders. And I don't know how, and I think the date on them is like the end of November, early December. I don't know if that date really matters for beer as long as you keep it cold, but I'm not going to be able to drink all that beer by the end of the month. Or the end of next month, I should say. So I might need you guys to help me with that. Just a little bit. Matt Field says, does April know that you're pregnant? No, I'll break it to her today. I'll break it to her today. Thank you, guys. You're inside of 200, by the way, in the first half hour. You guys are very nice. Thank you. 195. Appreciate it. All right. So far, I haven't been tagged in anything. I think this is the perfect time to get away from this stupid bullshit that you guys got me involved in, that I'm not involved in any way, shape, or form. At all. Doc Brewski says, I can't believe Chrissy is having a dirty guinea. I know, those dirty guineas just getting married now, knocking girls up now. It's remarkable. Skeezy says, who called April Bimbo Baggins this morning? That was gold. I think that actually got to her for a second. Was that Roots or Hobo? One of the Aristococks called April a what is it? Bimbo Baggins. I mean, shit. I laughed. Hobo says, I guess Gino wasn't shooting blanks. Christ, the baby's going to come out smelling like garlic. No. Keanu is the one married to Gino. Frank is Chrissy. You know what? I'm actually proud of you for not knowing that. Rex Dart parody account says, I have more beer than I can drink. Someone's doing well. Kip Smith writes, Eric July is stupid bullshit, and then quotes me. Now, wait a minute. I don't need you guys going on Twitter and then tagging me and tagging Eric July and putting fake quotes about me in there. I do not need you going on Twitter, tagging Eric July and then tagging myself and false quoting me. I'm not getting involved. Brown Nuts becoming a member for his 17th month says, hey, you beautiful pregnant girl. Hi. I feel pretty. Erebus says, I dare you to call the ISOM campaign a crowd-funded campaign. Oh, see, you guys are going to make me say dumb shit that I don't even know what it means, and then I'm going to find myself involved. I'm not getting involved. The ISOM, first of all, I don't even know. That's his comic book, right? Is a crowd-funded campaign. What, did he do like a GoFundMe? Is he, you know what? No, don't answer because I'm not getting involved. Did this guy crowdfund his comic book and then claim it wasn't crowdfunded? I mean, if so, that's a shitty thing to do. But I'm not getting involved, so I don't know. So ISOM was crowdfunded? Okay. Interesting. Eric just called April Bimbo Baggins. That's copyright infringement. Now I'm in the fight. I'm striking his channel now. Zen Rhino has a short for us. All right, let's play it. What is it, Zen?
What is this July guy doesn't say anything about us? I think I'm free and clear after I comment on it tonight. What is this July guy doesn't say anything about us? I think I'm free and clear after I comment on it tonight.
Is that...
What is this July...
Oh, you made that clip and then you tagged him in it? D. Gulag says, Aaron versus Eric July on modern day debate. That would be a terrible debate. I don't know anything about the guy other than my audience asked about him and then started talking shit. So here's what the debate would be. He'd be like, I'm a comic book writer and I'm an artist and I'm this and that. And then they go, Aaron, time for your rebuttal. And I'd go, I'm going to have to take his word for it. I don't really have a comeback for that. I'm going to have to take you at your word. Number 2. There's Dead Game says he stole the name. Kip Smith says ISOM was crowdfunded. Aaron Imholt. No, yeah, definitely don't go on Twitter and tag the both of us and false quote me. That would be terrible. Devil Pup says, Aaron, stop talking. They're sucking you in. No, they're not. I'm not getting involved. I'm totally fine here because I'm not involved. See, I just went to my Twitter. I have 0 notifications about this. None. It's all just reposts of our show link today, and that's it. Likes of our show link today. That's all it was. Chevrolet JB says if he's a writer, shouldn't he be on strike? Now, don't go around saying that Aaron said Eric July isn't a real writer. I would never say something like that. CJ said he's kind of libertarian-ish. Oh, great. A libertarian comic book writer. Oh, great. You know what I love about libertarians who are like comic book writers and writers in general and stress that they're libertarian? These are the same people that like when a comic book puts like a trans person in it, they go, oh, wouldn't they just shut the fuck up and draw? Or wouldn't they just shut the fuck up and tell a story? And I agree with that. Just shut the fuck up, make me a good comic book. Not that I read it. I'm not 12. But I'm fucking kidding. I'm trying to make 0 friends in this whole thing. But, the same people who go, oh, yeah, you fucking don't put your politics in your comic books and then want to, like, do political commentary in comic books. It's like, well, wait a minute. You can't be okay with one side doing it and then not okay with another side doing it. Again, it's either all okay or none of it's okay. But I don't know anything about comic books. Dead Game says, watch the Rekieta interview. I'm not going to because I'm not getting involved. We're good. Are we good? Are we happy? Are we satisfied now? I don't know why I like doing this. There's something wrong with me, deeply.